Today, I'm opening up the weirdest slime kits from Shein to see if they're actually worth it. Hit subscribe and let's get started. Okay, I'm back and with more slime from Shein, but not just normal slime, I ordered some slime kits. Usually I just order individual slimes to review, but I thought it would be fun to switch things up and actually try making some slime. The first kit I have here looked pretty exciting. It was covered in plastic wrap and on the back of it, it told you everything that came inside of it. There seemed to be some cornstarch, some beads, glitter, these slime powders, and then a few other things like the measuring cups and this ghost mold. And looking at the box, I think there are actually two different things that you can make with this kit. Normal slime and then cornstarch slime. The first thing I opened up were the instructions. It's always important to read these even though sometimes I don't. And then there was the big bag with all of the ingredients in. I wanted to double check that everything was in this kit that was actually promised. So we have the foam beads, not just one bag of cornstarch but two. 3 packets of the mysterious slime powder in 3 different colors. A ton of these little wooden mixing sticks, some silver glitter, googly eyes, a little plastic beaker, and then this weird kind of monster tray thing. Something I have definitely never seen in a slime kit before. The first thing I wanted to do was test out the slime powders because they seem the most interesting thing in this kit. I started off with the pink, I cut it open and poured it into the beaker. It kind of just seemed to be like a sandy powder. I really wasn't sure how this was going to turn out. And the instructions say to mix it with 56 milliliters of water, which is oddly specific. It kind of looked like there was too much water to powder ratio. And when I mixed it, this was definitely not forming slime. And I was kind of like, well, maybe I added the wrong amount of water or maybe the instructions were wrong. And I was kind of disappointed. So I looked back at the instructions and saw that I needed to mix it for 15 to 20 minutes. I have never had a slime kit in my life where I've had to mix the slime for that long for it to form. I've definitely had to mix slime for that long while fixing it, but to make it from scratch, I'm honestly not sure. After a lot of mixing, my arms were tired, but the slime was finally coming together and formed this neon pink blob of water slime. I mean, the texture was pretty satisfying, I'll give it that, and I think this kit's really unique, but if I'm being completely honest, I wasn't blown away with this texture. But what I found really interesting is that the more I played with it, the kind of thicker it got, and it kind of got a little bit grainy, like there was instant snow in it or something. That being said, although it got thicker, it still felt like a water slime. It had a really unique texture, and I'm at least happy that it actually turned into a slime. This kit had 2 more packets of the slime powder, so of course I decided to mix them together and make a bigger version of the slime that we just made. These 2 colors went together so well, and I was interested to see how it would look once I added the water. At first I thought the colors might not blend well, but it turned out to be this gorgeous bright green kind of turquoise color and was so much prettier than I expected. I don't know if you've noticed, but I actually am mixing this in a larger container, and this made it so much easier for it to come together, and it honestly took about half the time as the pink one did, which is so strange considering it's so much bigger. Unlike the pink one, this also had a few lumps in it that I needed to mix out, so I went in with my hands and just mixed and played with it until it was all smooth. I decided that now I'd made all of it, I should mix them together. I grabbed the pink slime, which was now kind of solid, and placed it into the container. Now I'm gonna be honest, I kind of feel like it went downhill from here. I mean, the colors do kind of look good together, they kind of give watermelon vibes, but with the rest of the ingredients from the kit, like the googly eyes that they included and then the gray silvery glitter, it was starting to look a little bit ugly. And with the final layer of rainbow beads, it still didn't look great and kind of looked like a bunch of old slime ingredients that I just shoved together. But you know what, on the positive side, it was still actually really satisfying to play with, and the texture was at least unique. Although it might not be the most beautiful slime in the world, it was still a slime and the kit did what it said it would do. I could have definitely customized this one a little nicer, but I do kind of think the add-ins could have been a little better for this kit because the googly eyes aren't gonna really go with any of them, and silver glitter just to me never really looks that good in slime. I kind of prefer if it's like translucent glitter because then it blends in a bit more. But hey, it's definitely not the worst slime in the world. Now it's time to try the second part of this kit, which I was kind of looking forward to, mainly because I've never seen anything like this in a slime kit. The instructions said to pour the bag of cornstarch in and then just flatten it out. This was actually so satisfying to do. And the next part of the instructions were a little bit vague, and it literally just said to pour the water on top. It didn't say a specific amount, so I kind of just eyeballed it. Now I kind of wish I'd just mixed this in a bowl because it was kind of hard to combine, but I just did my best to kind of use the little wooden spoon and mix it all up. Now I'm gonna be brutally honest here, I do not see the point in this. Oobleck isn't really slime, so I don't know why it was included in this kit, and it's not that fun to play with in this container anyway. It kind of just made a mess, so yeah, I'd miss this one. Okay, up next we have a magic crystal pet kit. This is not slime. I originally ordered this thinking it was slime. I don't know, maybe I was tired, I wasn't focusing, but this is not a slime kit. But you know what, I thought I'd include it in this video anyway. This came with a load of random stuff, like things that I'm not even gonna need to make these. The instructions weren't also that clear. It told me I should add Sprite to it, but then I realized it was talking about the beads. It was just a little bit all over the place, a little bit random. I got this glass kind of tray dish thing, poured the water in, and then added these beads. I think this is what makes the liquid turn to jelly, and I have absolutely no idea what it's made of, but it seemed to be dissolving into the water, mostly at least. There was a little fake plant included along with this turtle, but what I needed is the little scooper, because we're going to use this to fish out the jelly. The first one I'm starting off with is a lobster. There wasn't a red, so I went with the neon orange. All of the nozzles for this jelly liquid were all blocked, so I didn't really get to squeeze it in neatly. I just had to pour it in from the lid. I placed this into the solution and let it sit for a little bit. The main issue I had with this is that it wouldn't stay under the water, but it ended up just falling out of the tray anyway, and it kind of worked. Next up, I decided to make a little duck. Honestly, this did not look great. I was trying to make the eye and beak a different color to the yellow duck, but everything kind of just merged together and it just didn't really work. I found if I placed the bottle onto the edge of the tray, it would stay there, so I let that one sit while I did a penguin. This again, the colors kind of merged, but you know what? I didn't hate the look of it. It was kind of like a tie-dye penguin. I placed this into the water with the little bottle to hold it down, and then decided to take out the duck. And by taking it out, I literally knocked over everything and made a complete mess. So the penguin definitely does not look like a penguin anymore. I decided the last one I was going to do was a cherry mold. I feel like the colors of this kit weren't great. I feel like they should at least match the things on the trays. But you know what? This kind of looked like cute little oranges on a stem, so I wasn't mad. I fished these out with the little net, which was actually very convenient to get them out. As I picked up the penguin, it literally burst and leaked everywhere. I feel like the duck was my favorite one because it looked like it was wearing like sunglasses or something. Then we have the first one we did, the little lobster, and then the two mini oranges. I mean, they're really cute and it was kind of fun to do. It's definitely not slime or as satisfying as a slime kit, because now I'm like, what am I meant to do with these other than squeeze and crush them? But it was still fun to do, and I'm glad I actually ordered this. I'm just not sure I'm the best at making these. Moving on, we have our final kit, which is actually thankfully a slime kit. This came in a box. The box was pretty crushed, but it looks like the slime was okay, and it seems to be a yellow duck themed slime, which is super cute. I love the packaging of this because it came with a dome on top of it with all the add-ins included on top, and I just feel like that's a really neat way to present them. Of course, there was a duck charm, this little clip-on bow, some fishbowl beads, a bag of this really pretty translucent glitter, an actual rubber duck, which I'm not sure I've seen in a slime before, and then another little duck charm. I was so excited to get into this slime. The lid was so tough, but I managed to get it off, and it revealed this beautiful clear blue slime with all of these little microfoam beads. I want to take a moment to actually talk about the color of this. I was just obsessed. Now, when I first put my fingers in, I thought it was a little bit tough, just because of actually how thick this slime was. And usually when a slime is this thick, it doesn't stretch, but this one did, and actually had a pretty amazing texture. Not only was it super thick, but none of the beads fell out, and it was also scented like blue raspberry, which is my favorite fragrance. Now, I guess some people could argue that this isn't really a kit, and it's more of a slime assembly, you could say, but I added the fishbowl beads onto the top of it, along with a little sprinkle of glitter, these two super adorable duck charms. I wasn't sure what to do with the bow, so I just clipped it onto the edge of the container, and then placed the giant real rubber duck onto the top of the slime. I loved how this looked. I feel like the bright blue and the yellow just go together so well, and the clear fishbowl beads are also a really nice addition. If you can't already tell, I was pretty happy with this slime. I liked the texture, the scent, and all of the colors, and was probably my favorite kit out of this entire video. Well, I had so much fun testing out these Shein slime kits. I mean Shein kits, I guess, because not all of them were slime. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like this in the future, make sure to hit subscribe. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next one.